Thank you, everyone. A very special welcome to all our newly ACCA certified members who have achieved membership quite recently. Congratulations on becoming a globally in demand ACCA qualified accountant and joining this prestigious global community. Today is all about celebrating your talent, your hard work, and your opportunities and aspirations for the future. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to all the national and global prize winners from Pakistan. Your success is a testament to the world that Pakistanis can accomplish anything and have made the country proud. Your bright future will help us shape the future of this global community. You truly are the stars of ACCA in the worldwide galaxy. We also extend our warmest congratulations to all the members who have attained fellowship during this recent year in 2022. Fellowship is a significant achievement that showcases your extensive experience and dedication to professionalism and ethics. We are honored to have individuals and organizations here today who have significantly contributed to the journeys of our or ACCA members. To begin the event, I would like to invite the head of ACCA Pakistan, Mr. Asad Hamid Khan, to deliver his opening remarks and formally kick off today's proceedings. Ladies, gents, and everyone, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Asad Hamid Khan.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very good evening. Once again, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I didn't hear that. Assalamu alaikum. Guys, a bit louder. I'll do something different. You'll have to stand up then. Assalamu alaikum. Much better. So I'd like to thank you all. I think it's a wonderful day for yourselves as well as ACCA. We have today with us our global president, Mr. Joseph Obalabi. We have with him our global vice president, Ayla Majid. So she is from Pakistan. She is the first council member from South Asia. And with Ayla, we have another very accomplished member who is the president and chief executive of the U Microfinance Bank, Kabir Naqvi. Alongside him, we have Faraz Khan, who represents one of the most active social impact investors in Pakistan, and he'll be sharing his story later today. So I'll briefly share with you a presentation, but the purpose is just for you to capture the highlights. But before I do that, I'd like all the new members, all the high achievers, stand up. All the new members and all the high achievers, please stand up. So before anybody claps for your accomplishment, I think you need to clap for your parents, for your mentors, for your teachers, for anybody who has supported you in this journey. So if you could please, a round of applause for everyone who has supported you. Please have your seat now. So it was a bit of an icebreaker. So if I look at I'll just share the presentation with you. So the purpose is that going forward, the body that you will be representing, the community that you will be representing, the history, the legacy that you will be expected to demonstrate and uphold. So this is something that we always look back at, whether we are working for ACCA or whether we are members or future members. So if you look at it, it says that we are a force for public good. What does that mean? So everything that we do has an impact beyond ourselves, beyond the organization that we work in. We take a lot of pride in being a professional body that is leading the agenda for developing the profession. And how do we do that? By creating opportunities. And if you converge that in terms of your history of innovation, of progression, of forward thinking, so you would realize that there were 8 individuals who came together in 1904, and that journey has not stopped. So today you're part of a community which together is almost a quarter of a million. You have got 240 plus thousand members. You've got about 540,000 plus future members. And if you combine the power of your history and your community, what you're committing to is what ACCA is committed to, which is 9 out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So you would see that everything that ACCA does, and since we have shared our commitment to these goals, would be aligned to creating opportunities, will be aligned to reducing inequalities, will be to promote gender parity, would be to ensure that there's responsible consumption. They will ensure that everything that we do has to be in a partnership, is in collaboration, so that we can synergize and really multiply the value that we bring. And last but not the least, climate change, something that you would hear from now on. Please remember this word. This is something that will resonate time and again in the context of the national policy, in terms of your economic policy, in terms of your organizational policy, whichever organization you choose to work for or you choose to build and then create opportunities for people. So moving on, so there is a pledge that ACCA members took. So this is our uh, nth new members ceremony since ACCA started its formal operations in Pakistan. But we, in 2017, set on a journey of creating a platform where we could converge conversation leaders, industry leaders, and bring out certain benchmarks for not just ACCA to help support, but also for various sectors and policymakers to adhere to. So you as members and your predecessors pledged that they will support the building and progression of a resilient economy. How did that happen? There is a pledge around supporting the GDP. So each one of us represents a certain output unit, which then gets translated into our gross domestic product, which is considered as a benchmark of your economic health, of your economic size, and at the same time, your economic opportunity. Climate action, I've just mentioned something that will resonate in the context of these three capital letters, ESG: environmental, social, governance focus, where we are not just building businesses that are fast, we are not just building businesses which are customer centric, but we are building businesses that are sustainable and can continue to not just meet the needs of their customers, but also deliver their responsibility to the societies that we work in. Next is competitiveness. Each one of us is working for industries, going forward will work for industries, will set up their own firms which have to be competitive in the market. Just like any organization has to be competitive, their economies have to be competitive, because we are internationally trying to bring in investments. And why, the question would be, why Pakistan? What is it that Pakistan has to offer? What is it that Pakistan brings or has a unique element where the investor has to choose Pakistan over another destination? Last but not the least, I've just shared with you the Sustainable Development Goals commitment. Everything that we do has to have a cause larger than us. Our organization has to translate into society, has to translate into community, and eventually converging into the economy of the country that we represent in the global market. Obviously, that's the next stage. So after this pledge, you see, I just wanted to bring with you in the morning. So with Joseph, our president, being here, we have taken this opportunity, like we do every year. We have these annual conferences. So this year we had our fifth edition of this conference, which is called the Pakistan Leadership Conversation. So we picked up on themes that pivoted around future-ready talents. As you would see, if I were to share, So we are focusing on climate action. We are talking about digitization. We are talking about public sector professionalization, transformation, and being able to really deliver to the economy, to the citizens, services that the citizens feel that they can trust, and the citizens feel that are transparent, and they can hold the public sector accountable for that. And last but not the least is around ethics. This is something which is at the heart of everything that we do as professional accountants, as any professional. So you may be extremely technically competent, you may have all the soft skills, you may have all the new IT skills, you may be a pro at different tools, but ethics is something which will always be the brand that you will carry as an ACCA member and a future member. So this is just something that I want to share, that how do we measure the work that we are doing in collaboration with our partners, with our community of employers, with our members, with our future members, with our learning partners, with our stakeholder partners like uh, government associations. So you would see at the start that we mentioned about a lot of partners who have supported us, not just for this conference, but it's a journey that we continue to work with them on multiple forums and on the entire spectrum, from the very basic organization to very complicated concepts. And what we chose in 2017, and this is something that gets renewed time and again, are four key pillars to the work that we do in ACCA in terms of our collaboration with partners, and where we see our members and future members to be contributing perpetually. So you would see ethics and governance. Then we talk about climate action and ESG. Then on the third, you would see shared services. This is something that you would see is the odd one out with the green. So when we say green, this is the impact that the work that stakeholders along with ACC have done in terms of bringing Pakistan onto the outsourcing map. So it continues to grow, and I'm pleased to share with you that ACCA is in partnership with many organizations, including the Big Four, where they are setting up services from Pakistan to offer for their operations or other businesses from Pakistan. So it is technically that your talent is working in Pakistan and providing services to customers that are based out of Pakistan. So you can call that offshore services. And last but not the least, CPEC and BRI, again, a very important component of our economic policy, something that we have seen may have slowed down recently, but there was a phase one that had a certain impact. And now you have phase two, which has to really kick in, which will be more inclusive, which will be more business to business, which will be more people to people. And there was this concept around it. And I remember a few years back, there was this article, if I may quote, and I think the crux of that was it was written by Ayla Majid on the World Economic Forum. So she contributed that. And it talked about that whether we will have a CPEC or a digital BRI or not. So that's going to be the next big thing. So please look out for anything which is digital enablement. It talks about transformation, talks about skill building. And this is where I would stop. And before I hand it back to my able master of ceremonies and to take you through the rest of the agenda. So something which is very important to what ACCA does, and something which would keep you abreast of the trends that are happening globally and can help you not just excel as individuals, but also to support your organizations, because ACCA annually invests a substantial amount, effort, time, and resources in terms of bringing to you these policies and insights. These are available on ACCA's global website. These are available in the form of a separate app which you can download. So I would request you to please stay connected with your network, and at the same time stay connected with the content, the value that ACCA is bringing to you, so that you continue to not just remain relevant, but to build it and converge it again to the start of what my topic was, how you can, each one of you can be a contributory to nation building. So with this, I'll hand it back. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Mr. Asad. Indeed, it's a very proud moment that organizations like ACC are very well committed to the drive of sustainability and building resilient economies. Because with business changing, with economic structures changing, I think the most important component is businesses that we need now is responsible and sustainable. Moving on, Council is the governing body of ACCA and a very vital part of how we are run. It's a group of members from all over the world that want to shape our future and develop the profession. To make this day truly memorable, we have a very special message from a very special guest, all the way from Australia, ACCA Global President, Mr. Joseph Olabi. He is the global president at ACCA and founder of Rubicola Consulting, a pioneer green bond verifier in Africa, with a presence in Australia and North America. He previously held the senior management roles at Deloitte Asia Pacific, PwC Australia, and EY West Africa's Climate Change and Sustainability Services. Joseph has contributed to significant capital market transactions, including the $2.69 billion IPO of Viva Energy and the issuance of the very first certificate sovereign green bond from an emerging market. He is a member of Australian Institute of Company Directors, CAD, and has a Master of Arts degree from the York St. John's University, UK. He is also a co-author of the book Hope and the paper Climate Change and Finance in Africa. Mr. Joseph, we would like to have you for your kind words.
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. I can feel the excitement from the new members. How many of you have filled any paper before? I know they're all smart people in the room. Okay, nobody's okay. Yeah, you're in good company. I filled, I think, 3 papers. So, and I'm now the global president. So it doesn't matter if you filled 3 papers or 14 papers. You're a member today. That's what matters. So congratulations to you all. I'm really excited to be here. But before I get carried away, I'll first want to say special greetings to our employer partners, and a number of them have been recognized already in the room. Our learning partners, approved learning partners that are here today, who generously commit their knowledge, their expertise, and experience to make you the member or fellow that you are today, and we're celebrating you. To the families, parents, cousins, uncles, aunts, who have loved our students so dearly. I know from my own personal experience that it's impossible to accomplish anything of note without the selfless support of those closest to you. So please, a round of applause for the families that are here today. Thank you to the parents, to the guardians, to everybody that has supported our members and fellows today. And of course, to the stars of today's show, our members, our new fellows, and high achievers, congratulations to you all. Again, due respect to my colleague, Ayla Majid, thank you so much. Your own Ayla, Vice President, Global Vice President of ACCA. Thank you for your selfless support of ACCA, not just in Pakistan, but all over the world. You know how fondly we view your support, so thank you so much. You all have my admiration, and when I say admiration, this is to the new members and fellows. Believe me, it's not easy to qualify with ACCA. Here in Pakistan, anywhere in the world, You stood the test of time. You wrote a global qualification, same standard. There's no ACCA for Pakistan, ACCA for Nigeria or anywhere. It's the same global qualification. And today we're here to celebrate your proud achievement. The fact that you arrived here today is testament to the fact that hard work pays, and also dedication and industry. You obviously have the credit of your families, your employers, and tutors, as well as yourself, for getting to this milestone. I also want to begin today by thanking you for having me here. Today is my first opportunity to visit Pakistan. But I can tell you already, I feel very much at home. We've had different meetings, and just going around with the team, I definitely would want to come back here again. So thank you for your incredible hospitality. Today, I'll say a few words on three key issues. And the first one would be how it's an exciting time to launch a career in accountancy. The second one would be around the opportunities that are here for you in Pakistan as an accountant. And thirdly, our ACCA members, of whom you are now a part, play their crucial role in building a better, more sustainable, more inclusive world that works for everybody, whoever and wherever they are. So first, it's especially a good time to talk about the opportunities of a golden future in accountancy, because we just published a fascinating report that goes into enormous detail about precisely that issue. It's called the Global Talent Trend. And in this report, we surveyed input from 8,000 people from 148 countries. So it's a robust report. It paints a picture of a profession in good health. So contrary to what you've heard, the machines are taking over, automation, robotics. There's no future for accountants. That's not true. This report shows that it's actually an exciting time to be an accountant. Some of the issues it raised include the macroeconomic issues, some of which you know already, the global inflation and the ripple effects of that in terms of economic uncertainty, high interest rates. If you've got mortgages, you know what that means. Some high costs of borrowing for organizations, financial services becoming difficult for the buy now, pay later, and some of the finance institutions with high costs of borrowing. You know all of that already. Also, the future of work, which has changed so significantly with COVID-19 coming in and the hybrid nature, remote working, and all of those ramifications. You also know about the skills that accountants possess in terms of having that mobility with a global qualification such as yours, where you can take the opportunities you have, not just here alone in Pakistan, but to places like Australia, where I live. Interestingly, when some of your citizens and fellow citizens said I was coming to Pakistan, they were dropping me messages on LinkedIn suggesting restaurants I should visit, and they were just so happy that I was coming here. The report I mentioned to you, the Global Talent Trends, revealed that 55% of finance professionals in Pakistan expect to move roles in the next 1 year, 55%. Another 26% expect that in the next 2 years, they will change roles. Why is this important? Your qualification equips you with a digital capability to emerge and thrive as leaders in businesses that, you would agree with me, are increasingly driven by the power of technologies. So things like artificial intelligence, big data, automation, and super fast communications are the order of the day. Accountancy is an increasingly meritocratic profession. So the content of your character, the quality of your mind, and indeed the work you put in are more important than any family connections or background you might need to secure a job or progress in your career. The same report also mentioned that 70% of people living in Pakistan feel their organizational culture is inclusive. Why is this important? It aligns with ACCA's values. While we're founded about 120 years ago, we've been dedicated to the proposition that all people, whoever, wherever they are, or whatever gender, nationality, race, or class they should be from, should be able to pursue the professional education you have now without obstacles. That has always been our belief. We're extending that promise all the time across jurisdiction through the possibility of our remote study and exams, which banishes the tyranny of geographical restrictions. And you'd agree with me, this is more important in an era where we want to encourage more women to take up the professional qualification, as well as have access to people in remote locations outside of the city. Earlier today, we had a presenter from IFC who told us that 40% of Pakistanis live in the city. That will grow to 60% in a few years. However, we still need to reach our colleagues that do not live within the city. And accountancy is a secure and stable profession. That is also very important. This is a priceless quality in an era where we see constant change. You want a career where you're sure that you will always have the expertise that is in high demand. There seems to be no limit in business hunger for finance expertise. And that's wonderful news for our new members here today, our fellows, and indeed for all of us in the room. Employer surveys which we've conducted shows the fact that businesses place those four-letter words, ACCA, first on their want list when they are recruiting for those in the finance and leadership roles. It means ACCA people are always, I repeat, always in demand. And our global credentials mean that we are welcomed, and a welcome mat is rolled out to us anywhere in the world, including 178 countries where we have members and students today. That brings me to my second point, which is that there are enough opportunities here in Pakistan to satisfy the most ambitious accountant. You only have to look through this country for a day to pick up the energy, the excitement, the optimism that courses through the veins of this nation. Before I arrived today, I looked at the hard-code statistics of Pakistan's economic prospects, and indeed they look bright, especially for the finance sector. Pakistan has become a preferred destination for finance, you would agree with me, and accounting outsourcing services. The business landscape is being transformed by digitization, emerging business models, fintech growth, and growing importance of AI and blockchain. The rise of sustainable business agenda is nurturing new businesses. So you hear of green technology, solar, green buildings, electronic vehicles, charging points. All of this sector or subsectors never existed 5-10 years ago. As it has in many countries during the pandemic, the public sector is also growing here in Pakistan. The world now realizes that serious public challenges require serious public response. And this is leading to greater capacity building. We talked about that with some of the agencies we met today, for finance function in the public sector, and creates opportunities for ACCA members like yourself in Pakistan to make greater contribution and serve as a force for public good in your communities. You can read as many economic papers and briefing notes that you wish, but when you want to get a feel of what's really going on in your country, you have to visit, you have to talk to the people, you have to open your eyes and ears and hearts to what's really going on. And when I stand in front of an audience like this, packed with ambitious, bright, talented people who are ready to shape an exciting future, to realize the prospects for prosperity that Pakistan is dazzling and rich with promise. And finally, I touched briefly on the issue of diversity and inclusion, and I will end with this. As I said, ACCA has been dedicated to opportunities for all. This is true today as it was in 1904. I am so proud that I can speak to audiences in Pakistan, which reflects the growing clamor for fair treatment of women alongside men. I believe there's a course for female opportunity that has been accelerated in remote learning. This has brought extra flexibility to study and gives more women and also people who are in remote areas of the country the scope to build education into their lives. It opens up the promise of a profession and a full life to many who might have been excluded until now because of different personal circumstances, families, and what have you. It is in line with the trend towards greater female participation in accountancy that is global in nature. More and more women view accountancy as a profession where the gender is irrelevant. It's a profession that works with the grain of their lives. It's a profession where they can earn the respect and their full worth. To put this in perspective, at the moment, 48% of our members globally are women. 58% of our students are women. The trend for female participation indeed is rising. As you know already, our chief executive, Ellen Brand, is a woman. Ayla Majid, your council member and global vice president, is also a woman. Most of our executive team in ACC at the global level are women. And most of the global council, in fact, over 60% of our global council is made of women. It shows that all members are welcome in ACCA family. And today, I enjoy the absolute honor and privilege of welcoming you to that global family and to the next exciting stage of what I know will be a fascinating, rewarding, and fulfilling career with ACCA. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for your wonderful words. And since it's your first time to Pakistan, I hope you enjoy the hospitality and warm welcome that we all are looking forward to give you. And very rightly put it that in this era of continuous change, where the business models are changing, transformation is there, digital age is there, we need to opt for qualifications that are very much relevant to the changing trend and that are committed to the global sustainability that is out there. So thank you for your kind words. Organizations know and trust our designation, and we are out there daily, connecting with large and small businesses, governments, educational establishment, and opinion formers. As truly said by our key speakers, that engagement and enablement along with advocacy is what defines the future of Pakistan. So we have with us our very key organizers. This event is made possible due to the contribution that have been made by our co-organizers, Seed Ventures. We have with us Mr. Faraz Khan, Chairman, Seed Ventures. Can I have Mr. Faraz on stage for a few words of encouragement?
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much, ACCA, for being such a wonderful partner and allowing us the opportunity to partner on the leadership series as well as this event. This has been a phenomenal partnership, and we hope that this partnership will be entrenched further in sustainability, impact, and ESG space together. First of all, congratulations, guys. I mean, phenomenal. पहले मुझे बताएं, आप में से हैरी पॉटर कितने ने पढ़ी है? ज़्यादा लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ी है. हैरी पॉटर एक नॉवल है जिसमें एक बहुत बुरा कैरेक्टर होता है वोल्डेमॉर्ट का, और फिर 3 बहुत अच्छे बच्चे होते हैं जो कि हर चीज को फॉरवर्ड करके लेके आगे जिंदगियों को आगे लेके चलते हैं। हैरी पॉटर उसका नाम होता है, फिर उसमें हरमाइनी एक लड़की होती है और एक रॉन होता है। So I think you guys have graduated from an institution like ACCA, which is like the Hogwarts, the School of Magic. So you are very, very well equipped. After speeches of Joseph and Asad, I think there is nothing much to say. But there are 3 things I would like to kind of share with you. You are equipped, you're talented, you will do very, very well, inshallah ta'ala. But 3 things that try to get rid of, जो कि मैंने अपने एक्सपीरियंस में सीखा. जोसेफ, whenever I'll be speaking in Urdu, I will be just saying how wonderful I am. So just understand that. First is insecurities. मैं जब पढ़ रहा था तो मैं उर्दू मीडियम स्कूल से निकला था, तो मुझे बड़ी एक इनसिक्योरिटी थी कि I could not speak English. And I just, I was like, yeah, I still cannot speak proper English, but still, I was like, यार मुझे English में debate करनी है. And that insecurity of constant quest for learning has helped me to become friends with individuals like Ayla and Asad and Sajid. Really, really accomplished people in life. So, हर इंसान में कोई ना कोई insecurity होती है. अपनी insecurity को कभी दबाना नहीं. उसको acknowledge करो कि हाँ है, लेकिन इसको मैं बेहतर कर सकती हूं या कर सकता हूं. So that's one thing. Second thing is me. मैं. Try to get rid of me earlier in your career. It is important to give importance to yourself. It is important to, take care of your career. But if you try to actually look around and take some people with you, I promise you, I cannot stress more, life will be beautiful and wonderful and more fulfilling by the time you reach to old ages like us. बड़ी देर से सीखा हमने ये. So collaboration, be it at individual level or institutional level, is an absolute key. So do not forget that. Sustainability is a space that you guys are going to transform this country. हम लोग बोलते हैं आजकल पाकिस्तान के मसले बहुत हैं, ये मसला है, वो मसला है. लेकिन अगर आपको याद हो 3 साल पहले COVID happened, right? We all went through COVID. But there was this collective consensus and collaboration ke we will tackle this planetary level disaster. And guess what? Pakistan became one of the 5 top countries that managed COVID in a brilliant way. Why did that happen? Because it was collaborative. There was a collective consensus कि हमने जी इससे निकलना है. Right now we are facing climate-induced disasters. पाकिस्तान का 30% जो है पानी के उसमें बह गया है, और आगे भी काफी disasters आने वाले हैं. But think from an opportunity lens. Now ESG, sustainability, the climate financing, these are those spaces जो कि इस वक्त दुनिया figure out कर रही है, and you guys are so equipped to identify the solutions and become part of the conduit that would actually provide the solutions to the world. This can happen over here. So I wish you best of luck, and I hope that you guys are those true threads in the fabric of this country that will transform and create a more progressive Pakistan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for Asap. So very rightly put it that competitiveness should be there. The ability and the wish to grow should be there, but collaboration is something that we should not forget. Dear ACCA fraternity, we are honored to have with us the President of Pakistan on this special occasion virtually. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest who has recorded a message especially for our very new members. Please join me in giving a virtual round of applause by welcoming the President of Pakistan to share his wisdom with us.
خواتین و حضرات السلام علیکم. مجھے بڑی خوشی ہے کہ آج وہ نئے ینگ ممبرز ایسوسیشن آف چارٹرڈ سرٹیفائیڈ اکاؤنٹنٹس ACCA کے آپ نے کوالیفائی کیا ہے اور آپ اس کے ممبر بھی بنے ہیں. میں مبارکباد دیتا ہوں. بڑی محنت کی ہوگی آپ لوگوں نے ایک پروفیشنل کام کے اندر اور اچیو کر لیا. اس کے ساتھ ساتھ میں آپ سے یہ بھی درخواست کرنا چاہتا ہوں کہ پاکستان کے اندر اکاؤنٹنسی پروفیشن کے حوالے سے بڑی گنجائش ہے. پاکستان کے اندر حساب کتاب تو ویسے بھی جیسے جیسے بزنسز پراسپر کریں گے اسی طرح سے ضروریات ان آپ جیسے پروفیشنلز کی بڑھتی جائیں گی. مگر ایک چیز اس کے ساتھ میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ آپ کو بتانا بہت ضروری ہے کہ کوئی دنیا کے اندر کوئی کاروبار بغیر اکاؤنٹنگ کے نہیں چلتا. یہاں تک کہ اگر حضرت یوسف کے زمانے کا مصر دیکھیں گے اس زمانے میں بھی کہ کتنا غلہ پروڈیوس ہوا, سب کا حساب رکھا جائے گا, کس کو دیا جائے گا. تو حساب کے بغیر جب سے انسان نے کام کرنا شروع کیا ہے تو اس نے پھر گنتی سیکھی اور گنتی کے بعد گنتی کا حساب رکھنا سیکھا. اور جتنا ایفیشنسی کے ساتھ آپ حساب رکھیں گے اتنا ہی پلفریشن کا بھی اہتمام کریں گے کہ نہ ہو, کیونکہ ہر کاروبار میں اس بات کی احتیاط کی جاتی ہے کہ کہیں چوری نہ ہو, یا چوری ہو تو آئیڈینٹیفائی ہو جائے. تو یہ چھوٹی ایسوسیشنز, چھوٹے اپارچونیٹیز, چھوٹے بزنسز سے لے کر ملک کے لیول پر اور دنیا کے لیول پر یہی کیفیت ہے. جہاں پاکستان کے اندر میل اکاؤنٹنگ پروسیجرز ہیں یا کرپشن ہے, اسی طرح سے دنیا میں ہے. سارے ایون ان دا یونائٹڈ اسٹیٹس, میں پچھلے دنوں لوگوں کو مثال دے رہا تھا کہ ان کا $1.2 ٹریلین کا جو پیکج تھا ویجز کا, کووڈ کے دوران اس میں $116 بلین کی چوری ہو گئی. تو پتا کیسے چلا؟ پتا اس وجہ سے چلا کہ اکاؤنٹنگ آڈٹ کر لیا. اور پتا کیسے چلا؟ مستقبل میں کیسے نہیں ہوگا کہ چھنی لگا دی جائے گی. مگر انسان کے اندر ایک فطرت کے اندر یہ بات بھی موجود ہے کہ ایک اور چھنی لگے گی, وہ پھر بھی سوراخ تلاش کرے گا, پھر ایک اور چھنی لگے گی. تو یہ ایک مسلسل زندگی کی اور تاریخ کی جستجو ہے. تو اس جستجو کے اندر اب آپ لوگ بھی موجود ہیں, اور جتنا ایفیشنسی کے ساتھ آپ اپنے بزنسز کے اندر پروموٹ کر سکتے ہیں اکاؤنٹنگ پروسیجرز کو, اتنا ہی ان کے کاروبار بھی اچھے چلیں گے. میں آپ کو یہ بتانا چاہتا ہوں کہ میں جب پبلک اکاؤنٹ کمیٹی میں ممبر آف نیشنل اسمبلی تھا, تو جب میں نے پوچھنا شروع کیا کہ ڈبل انٹری سسٹم پاکستان کی حکومت کے اکاؤنٹنگ پروسیسز کے اندر ہے, تو انہوں نے کہا جی نہیں ہے, کر رہے ہیں. اچھا, اور آپ دیکھیے میں ایز اے ڈینٹسٹ, میں نے جب اپنی کلینک کے اکاؤنٹس کو دیکھا تو آج سے 20-25 سال پہلے میں نے انسسٹ کیا, خود سمجھا کہ ڈبل اکاؤنٹنگ پروسیجر, ڈبل انٹری سسٹمز کیا ہیں, اور اس کے بعد میں نے خود محنت کر کے اس کو کمپیوٹنگ کے ساتھ ساتھ اس کو اکاؤنٹنگ کو بھی اپنے ہاں ریفائن کیا. کیوں؟ کیونکہ مجھے اپنے کاروبار میں پلفریج کو روکنا, معاملات کو سمجھنا, سٹاکس کو سمجھنا, اپنی پروگریس کا حساب رکھنا, کہاں سے میں آیا ہوں, کہاں میں نے جانا ہے. جب تک اس کو ہم فگر نہیں کریں گے جب تک ہمیں اندازہ نہیں ہوگا. تو لہٰذا آپ کو مبارکباد بھی دیتا ہوں, اور میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ آپ اکاؤنٹنگ کا پریسٹیج پاکستان میں بڑھاتے جائیے. اور اپارچونیٹیز اس وقت دنیا میں بہت ہیں, اور اپارچونیٹیز کے ساتھ اس ملک میں تو سب سے زیادہ اپارچونیٹیز ہیں. یعنی رائپ فار چینج والا ملک ہے یہ آپ کا. یہ ضرور ہے کہ اس وقت آپ کو ادھر ادھر سے اچھی خبریں نہ ملیں کہ جی ہم کنفیوژن میں, معیشت ہمارے کرائسس میں, مگر 5واں بڑا پاپولیشن کے اعتبار سے 5واں بڑا ملک ہے. بے انتہا پوٹینشیل ہے آپ لوگوں میں. آپ ہونہاری کے ساتھ, محنت کے ساتھ ملک کو بدلنے میں آپ اپنا کردار ادا کیجئے. انشاءاللہ باقی سب لوگ جی مل کر اس ملک کو کھڑا کر دیں گے. شکریہ.
For those of you who didn't understand Urdu, let me just summarize it for your kind selves. So basically, Mr. Alvi, President of Pakistan, was emphasizing on the relevancy of the accounting profession and the changing times. And he wants each of us to play our role in building a resilient and powerful Pakistan. Moving on, all the ACCA members and future members are required to adhere to ACCA's Code of Conduct, which addresses the fundamentals, principles of integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence, and due care, and professional behavior. This Code of Conduct binds all the ACCA members globally in their professional and personal disposition. To administer the ACCA oath-taking ceremony of the membership, I now would like to invite Mr. Haroon Ahmed Jan, Head of Membership Engagement ACCA, Mr. Joseph, and Ms. Ayla Majid, ACCA Global President. With that, I would also like to add on that Ms. Ayla Majid is the first South Asian female to be, to have attained the presidentship position within the ACC Globe. So a huge round of applause for Ms. Ayla. Can I please request all the new members to stand up for the oath-taking ceremony? We would need all the new members to stand up kindly. And kindly raise your right hand as well. Do we have all of you? Okay, seems nice. I think we can proceed ahead.
Thank you. So you repeat after me. Hi, you mentioned your name. Hi, Joseph Owolabi.
Guys, a bit louder, please. We need you to be enthusiastic about it. Kindly.
So hi, Joseph Owolabi, member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Do solemnly affirm that I will...
Energy, guys, energy. Sorry.
Strive to uphold the honor and dignity of the accounting profession. Member of ACCA will abide by ACCA standards of integrity, objectivity, competence, compliance, and professionalism. This oath is my allegiance to ACCA. This is what unites all of us and makes us full with pride. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, kind guests. Can I please invite all the members, new members on stage for a group photograph? All of them, please.
Can we request only the new members to come up on the stage first? We know we have fellow members here as well. So we're going to have another photograph with the fellow members. If there are any fellow members up on the stage, may I request them to please be seated?
When do we call the fellow after this? Oh, कितने रहे fellow members के announcement? Can I also please request our fellow members to come on stage for a group photograph and a huge, huge round of applause for attaining the status of fellowship. Fahad and Asad, can you please join? Thank you, everyone. A great moment of proud indeed. Thank you. Thank you. So now, आना तो है, लेकिन momentous handover करनी है. Yes. So do we do it? Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for the patience. We have with us our very own guest of honor, Mr. Kabir Naqvi, President and CEO, U Microfinance Bank Limited, our platinum partner as well. Mr. Naqvi has been with U Microfinance Bank since September 2015 and has been instrumental in the turnaround of the bank. He has over more than 22 years of work experience and continues to lead U Bank with drive and vision. His experience entails building teams and structure from ground up, setting up new businesses with keen focus on bottom line, establishing partnerships to take the mission forward. Mr. Naqvi represents a new breed of bankers who have managed to push the evolution in the banking sector while staying true to the spirit of serving the underserved and excluded population of the country. Previously, he has served as the Chief of Staff and Chief Financial Officer at Tamir Microfinance Bank, currently Telenor Microfinance Bank, where his career spanned over 9 years. He has had extensive work experience in external and internal audit, corporate finance and taxation, and has served at ENY Saudi Arabia, TPL Pakistan, and House of Habib. Mr. Naqvi is a trained accountant and a distinguished fellow member of ACCA, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. He is a part of the board of directors at Pakistan Microfinance Network and chairs its audit committee as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a very huge round of applause to the founding member.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all of you. I'm a little under the weather, so if I cough, I'm apologizing in advance. So, Mr. President, Global President Joseph and Aila Majid Asad, thank you very much for having me here today. So, I was very excited when I got the invitation to come here because I will be talking to myself maybe 15 or 20 years back. And today, at the risk of boasting, that I will avoid, I want to talk about my own journey because I believe that many of you will be able to relate to it as you progress in your careers. So, and I will be using a bit of Urdu in between, so I'm apologizing in advance and I'll translate it for you when I come down. So, currently, as they explained that they told you that I run a microfinance bank, but the journey has been long. 22 years back, I was 17 years old. And right after doing my O-levels, I went to give my exams, my last exams, and there was a board. And ACCA was fairly new, and there used to be the CAT, and you just had to be 16 years of age to enroll. And they didn't ask for any grades or any certificates or qualification. And then you could actually get into ACCA. So I went for that. I did CAT, 17 years, 17 and a half. I joined an audit firm, which used to be called Ford Rhodes, Robson, Morrow back in the day. Then it became Ford Rhodes, Siddharth, Heather, and now they use ENY more often, primarily. So after doing my audit, I did about, I think, 20 odd clients, shipping companies, banks, investment banks. It was a very good start. And we used to work around 15 hours average a day without weekends. So ask a teenager, when many people were doing their A-levels, and then their undergrad, I was doing 15 hours of work. And my parents at a particular point in time were quite worried as to what is this path. You should go to a school, get your regular undergrad degree, then go for your master's and follow a regular path. And when you can afford it, you can sit at home and study. Why are you working 15 hours a day? In hindsight, maybe I don't even know why was I working 15 hours a day at the age of 18 or 19. Now, but in hindsight again, what that did for me particularly is that after 6.5 years of trying to find my feet, I did taxation, I did internal audit, was with the firm in Pakistan and in Saudi Arabia. I joined a mom and pop microfinance bank, which 4 ex-city bankers had started in 2005. Against the will of all my mentors, my family members, my friends, that this is a startup and this will most likely fail. And this is the first of its kind microfinance bank, commercially oriented in Pakistan. So nobody's done it before, so it's a risk. And I was in Saudi at that time. Anyhow, I joined. First year, we did well. Second year, our delinquencies, the non-performing loans, went as high as 27, 28%. And we ate up about 30% of our paid-up capital. All the qualified accountants that were there, I was still studying, I was still part qualified. They started jumping ship because, it was quite evident that this place is not going to survive this. A year passed, I was still there. I was again advised to leave. Somehow, I didn't leave. And then we roped in Telenor. The bank's name was Tamir Microfinance Bank. We roped in Telenor and launched the first ever bank-led branchless banking service in Pakistan, which is a household name now, which is called Easy Pesa. That is 2008. Obviously, when the capital came in, the brand became a national brand overnight. I joined as MIS manager in 2006. Mono ACCA, another thing I would want to mention, that many people came along and said, well, you've done your ACCA, now do this, do that, do 20 other things. Again, I did not do that. I was advised that, if you don't do, this, that, I'm not taking names by design, you will hit a ceiling very fast and you will not get promoted. Later, in 5 years' time, I became CFO of the Telenor-owned bank at the age of 28, which was, again, that raised a lot of eyebrows overall in the industry that, to a group executive director or an SCVP level of a MNC sort of a bank, at this age, a deposit-taking institution, will that work out well or not? So credit to the board and the CEO, my boss, they trusted me, I became CFO. 5 years. I was CFO, the bank won many awards, we all did well as a team, and the rest is history. By the time I was 32, I got the opportunity to join UBank and take over the reins as the head of the institution. I was still 32. Imagine the worry with the world, central bankers, other bankers, overall environment. How can you hand over a deposit-taking financial institution in the hands of a 32-year-old ACCA member? I'm deliberately saying I was ACCA and no other qualification. I had worked for one microfinance bank for 9 years. Before that, for 5-6 years, I was still finding my feet. And this was an institution which was dying. And the role was not an accounting role. And then I had to go through this metamorphosis of switching over from my CFO life to the CEO life, which I thought I could do, but in hindsight, I had to learn a lot. But in turning the bank around, and I'll give you some numbers of the bank, my journey, and then I'll come to Pakistan, because that's very important, particularly to the people who I'm talking to. We were 340 employees, 600 million rupees of loan book, 1 billion rupees of deposits. The minimum capital requirement was close to breach, and we were in losses. And there was total sadness, if I may use the term, in the bank when I came. And I was told that the capital injection by the shareholder would only happen if I show some results. So it was like more of a chicken and egg situation. And I had never headed an institution before. I was CFO. The worry with many stakeholders was that a CFO is a back-end person. How can a CFO run a financial institutions, develop business, get deposits, do sales, open branches, make the brand? And again, I think that's a very valid worry. And I would have it as well. And then to top it up, the person should be on the right side of 30s. And this is a country where we haven't seen it before. So I come in, staff is demoralized. I am an accountant. We've been talking about a lot of accountancy profession, but the role that I had taken up was clearly not an accounting role. But I knew that the skill that I had developed over the years would be very, very instrumental if I were to do anything to turn this place around. 7.5 years down, because of the constraint of time, I will not go into a lot of detail. And I've been blessed with a great team which is sitting right there on that table. We actually moved our loan book from 600 million to 53 billion as we speak, organically. Pakistani company, Pakistani talent. The deposits grew from 1 billion to 91 billion. The staff grew from 340 families to 4,000 families. The branches grew from 24 to 300, which makes us the largest in our space. We're putting in 100 branches next year as well, inshallah. And the balance sheet footing, this is the most interesting number. In Pakistan, local, organic, no acquisition, was a meager 2 billion rupees when I took over. We closed the year at 221 billion rupees. So that's the potential of Pakistan. And this is an institution which had no brand, which was dying. Microfinance particularly is considered to be riskier because the strata of society that you work with, you lend to, are non-taxpayer people in income brackets that are lower than the average people moving around in the cities. So the perceived risk is higher. How did we do it? I heard about ethics. I heard about commitment, Pakistan, youth. Now let me give you a few numbers about Pakistan that kept us motivated and that do keep us motivated even to date. We are a country of 220 million people. 60% or 64% to be precise are less than the age of 35. We're sitting on a youth bulge. Now let me give you some depressing facts. Over 26 million children are out of school. More than 40% agri-produce goes to waste because of no storage facilities. Out of the total money supply, around 9 trillion rupees are lying outside of the formal sector. That's why you hear about financial inclusion all the time, that we want to fight the cash and bring everything in the formal sector, because a rupee from outside to inside the formal sector could have an impact of 1:4 on the productivity, GDP. So imagine 9 trillion. Sadly, this number was around 5 trillion when I took over UBank. And we come every day to include people who are financially excluded. And climate change is something that I'm sure we all talk about. We must. We have not taken care of our water tables. I lend to primarily farmers. We do about 7,000 kilometers on the road. We go down to the length and breadth of Pakistan and see what's going on out there, outside of Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad. If you really want to understand your country, you need to leave the big cities and go and see what the country is all about. Otherwise, your entire life will pass you by and you won't know exactly what we're dealing with here. So the motivation was that these 26 million children, our children, are out of school. Food is being wasted. Money supply is a problem, shrinking. Informal is increasing. What can we do with this great machine that we have? We had 2 licenses, a microfinance bank license and a branchless banking license. And we have a co-brand with Uphone by the name UPesa. It's similar to Jazz Cash and EasyPesa. Now, you see a lot of marketing on television. I'll tell you a real story which is quite a contrast with what you see on TV. Do you think that a local remittance with an average size of 5,000 rupee carried out by your watchman or your khansama, where the money goes to his or her family, is happening when the lady or the gentleman in the gown is dancing on a jingle and catching the money and phones are shown on TV? No. A 5,000 rupee disbursement is done under stress. I want you to please follow me here. Our people are under stress. The inflation levels are increasing, the interest rates are ever high. Your role and my role has never been more important. We live in interesting times, as they say. You people have qualified at a time where your country needs you the most. I don't want to act like a saint here, preach you, but I will just preach what I practice every day. I think I've earned that much. So, as accountants, we uphold ethics, truth, and fairness of financials and all. Fine, great. But here is what I'm going to say, something which many of the people, maybe on this table, may not completely agree with. But this is my experience, that in my life, what I've seen, that accounting is a great skill, is a means to an end, as long as you know what is the problem you're willing to solve. I used my accounting skills to try and solve the problems of Pakistan as much as I could. As they say in Urdu, apna apna diya to hame jalana chahiye. I'm not saying with the force of 5,000 people I'm going to change the fate of the country. But if 5,000 families, 500,000 families are taking loans from us and increasing by the day, and income levels are increasing, somebody who came for a 50,000 rupee loan in 5 years' time is taking a million rupee loan and is his or her business is growing, I'm happy. So you all are at a juncture of your life, the members, the new members, where you have to now decide. It's going to be a tough journey. It's going to be a journey full of heartbreak. It's going to be a journey of disappointments, failures. I just told you about the 28-year-old CFO and the 32-year-old CEO, but there is a lot in between that maybe I will share with you at some point in time if we talk separately, maybe offline. So don't get disappointed with failure. Many of you, I think Joseph asked, how many times did you all fail? I failed as well. We all fail, and you'll keep on failing in your life, let me tell you this. And that'll keep on happening, and you will be attacked as well. Many a times you won't even know why you're being attacked. But that's how life is. But you have to be resilient, you have to get up, and you move on. So coming back to UBank, it's an organization with an average age of under 30. The management team is under 40 in average age. I am now on the wrong side of 30s after being here for 8 years. And हमारी हर दीवार पे, हर ब्रांच में, हर जगह इकबाल का एक शेर लिखा, खिरत को गुलामी से आज़ाद कर, जवानों को पीरों का उस्ताद कर. So you are the youth of Pakistan, और मेरी सारी दुआएं आपके साथ हैं, and let's work together and build Pakistan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kabir. I would like to second you because we all are here talking about relevancy, about digital transformation, about robotics, AI, and whatnot. Whereas we very much, forget the harsh realities that exist within Pakistan, where only 36% of people have access to the basic facility that is an internet, which is, till now in these decades considered as a luxury in Pakistan rather than being a necessity. And from being my experience in telecom sector and with the agenda of digital transformation that all of us are working towards, I think you have very well summarized this, that each one of us needs to play their role in making Pakistan a truly empowered and digital Pakistan. Moving ahead, I want to request ACCA Pakistan leadership, Mr. Joseph and Mr. Asad Hamid, to kindly come at stage, and Mr. Kabir, you as well, to present the token of appreciation to Mr. Kabir and then following our other guests. Thank you, Mr. Kabir, for being an inspiration. Thank you very much. I would now call upon Mr. Faraz to come on stage and join us. Ms. Ayla and Asad Saab. Joseph, you also, if you can hand over the token of appreciation. Thank you very much, Mr. Faraz. Thank you, Ms. Ayla. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you. Mr. Asad, if you can stay here for a while, we have some other announcements to go ahead with. Mr. Haroon, can you also join us on stage? It's time to celebrate all our ACCA Pakistan National Prize winners and Global Prize winners. Mr. Joseph, can I also please request you? I'm so sorry, my sincere apologies. Among our students are some of the brightest minds who are committed to using their talent and ability to change the world for the better. And our students in Pakistan are already making the country proud by showing excellent performance in exams and proving their mettle on a global stage. Can I please welcome national place winners, high achievers, and top affiliates along with the global prize winners to stage? Kindly. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep the spirits high. Right. I would like to request you all to please stay on stage for a while till we announce other awards. If Asad Malik is here, Asad, can you please join us on stage? Asad and Fahad. We warmly welcome all our newly approved employers and practical experience supervisors who play a key role in the development of innovative, strategic thinking accountants and fast-changing world needs. ACC approved employer scheme recognizes and rewards the employer's quality staff training and development. Organizations that uphold the highest level of employee support can become an ACC approved employer. There are many benefits in it for the employers, from aiding the talent acquisition to promoting their businesses and involvement in the research and insights. I'm announcing our approved employers. Kindly come on stage. Agile Business Solutions, ABS. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause. Central Power Purchasing Agency Guarantee Limited. Maven Projects LLP. U Microfinance Bank Limited. Kabir, if you may kindly receive the token. Crow Hussain Chaudhary and Company, Chartered Accountants. Auditor General of Pakistan. Mobilink Microfinance Bank. Mobilink Microfinance Bank, and after that, Greybeard Corporate Solutions. Moving ahead, the practical experience requirement is a key component of the ACCA qualification and demonstrates that our members have the relevant skills and experience in a real and dynamic working environment. PES play a central role in the journey to membership. They support your development in the workplace and review your progress and achievements at work. We fully recognize the importance of their role and value the contribution to present this award. We already have our leadership in here. I would be calling the PERs now name by name. Azhar Mahmood, Pakistan Services Limited, if he's here, can you kindly join us on stage? Mr. Azhar Mahmood, are you with us? Okay. Asad Habib. Sardar Qadir Abbas. Muhammad Faraz Jamshed. Mahin Najmi. Khwaja Hassan Omar. Sayyid Muhammad Shehryar. Aisha Hussain. Aisha Taj, Imran Khan. No Imran Khan present? Okay. Shiraz Ahmed, Haider Ejaz, Muhammad Jahanzeb Khan, Muhammad Usman Khan, Waheed Zaman, Madiha Ahmed, Khan Asjad Ali, Faisal Tariq, Zahida Rafiq, Muhammad Abrar, Murtaza Hassan, Fiza Sikandar. I would now like to call upon Murtaza Hassan. He's there? Okay. Thank you, Murtaza. Salman Zafar. Is Salman Zafar here? No, he's not. Exactly, this is what I was going to say. Right. Murtaza, can we have you again on stage to present the token of appreciation for past MNP Members Network panel? Salman, if you're here. At the heart of our values lies the promotion of public value and opportunity. We take immense pride in the positive impact that ACCA has on the livelihoods of individuals, and we hope that you too have experienced this firsthand. By advocating for ACCA, you have the potential to make a significant difference in someone's life by nurturing the next generation of professional accountant. To present the award of public advocacy, I would request the leadership team to stay there on stage, and I would like to invite Mr. Kabir to receive the award for public advocacy.
We have a very special individual with us today. About a month and a half ago, we launched a public sector proficiency series of trainings. I'm sure a lot of you sitting here may be receiving regular emails. So, this journey started with BFSI vertical, banking, financial services, and insurance, then on to tax and law masterminds, and now we are at the moment continuing with our public sector proficiency series. We have the former Accountant General KP with us, who's traveled all the way from Peshawar. May I request Mr. Mohammad Fahim to come up on the stage. Mr. Fahim has taken a lot of his time out and share his exceptional knowledge about the working of public sector, and therefore we are appreciating all his hard work and his effort by presenting him as this token of appreciation.
A huge round of applause for Mr. Fahim, please. Thank you very much, our esteemed guest. You may now please proceed towards your seat. Thank you for bearing with us. Meanwhile, we just sort out a bit of complication. I appreciate your patience. He's not here? He's not here?
Just give me 5 seconds.
I'm going to give you just 5 seconds, Asad. Okay, right. We are moving towards the closing. Thank you, everyone, for your patience, for energy, and for this resilience that we have been together. Right. So we will have the closing remarks by Haroon Saab first, and then we would like to invite our another esteemed guest, CEO, the Roots Millennium Schools. So he would be here within, I think, 5 minutes. If so, okay. Meanwhile, we would be having the closing remarks by Mr. Haroon Ahmedjan.
Thank you very much. I'd rather call this as vote of thanks rather than closing remarks. But first of all, congratulations to all the high achievers, all the new members, and all the fellow members. And I think all the speakers spoke from their heart when they were congratulating you for all the hard work that you'd put in. We were having this conversation about uncertain times, about the opportunities in the uncertain times in the morning. And there was one discussion that will probably remember for a long time. And that discussion was about upskilling. There was a comment made that organizations or employers do not invest in the upskilling of their employees for the fear that they may leave the organization, and hence the investment in those individuals may go waste. And then there was another remark, a counter remark made, that imagine not investing in your resources, in your people, and those people sticking on with your organization for very long. What damage can that potentially do to businesses? So I think it's important for each one of us sitting here to realize that while the onus of upskilling yourself, of continuing to learn, may be shouldered by your employers, yet the responsibility lies with you. And I'm particularly talking to the new members now, that all of you, as per ACCA's Code of Conduct, required to spend 40 hours of learning as a minimum every year by looking for relevant content in the market and continuing to grow yourself and continuing to learn. Now, where will that content come from? And I will take you back to probably your email inboxes. Probably every day you receive emails from ACCA. Today, the CPD session is being held. This is what we're going to discuss. So in the last about 8 to 10 months, I think roughly about 200 hours of CPD content, which is locally relevant, has been shared with all of you. So all that content is very, very relevant, very, very up to date. And experts like Mr. Fahim sitting here, and a lot of ACCA members like Kabir Naqvi and others, they take their time out. They come over on our digital mediums and they share their experience and knowledge with all of you. So I would urge all of you to make sure that you invest in upskilling yourself as much as possible. We were also having a conversation with our partner, our strategic partner, ICMA Pakistan, and both bodies are partners, and therefore there was this conversation that to all ACCA CPD events, we will invite the members of ICMAP, and to all ICMAP CPD events, ICMAP will invite ACCA members to attend those events. So that simply multiplies the number of content available to you by 2. So my advice to you, these are uncertain times. Our country needs, the only hope that we have is the youth that we have in this country. The only hope we have is the enterprising youth in this country. People like yourselves, you are the ones who can save this country at the moment. And we're talking about a situation where we're at the verge of falling apart. So let's all get together, put ourselves together, for one basic cause, and that is that we have to uphold the trust, we have to uphold the opportunity that this country has provided us. And that's a message from this platform to all of you. Before departing, I will also like to take this opportunity to thank all the partners, the learning providers, the approved employers, the practical experience supervisors, which forms a complete ecosystem of ACCA in this market. And they've all worked very, very hard to make sure that you are your best today. You are what you are because of all the effort that has gone into, your professional development and your education. But on top of all of that is the effort put in by your parents as well. So I think we can't thank our parents enough. We can't thank our teachers enough. I would request all of you to put your hands together for a huge round of applause. And this round of applause should continue for about 10 seconds for your parents and for your teachers and for all your mentors and for all your practical experience supervisors. I think I don't have any more words to share with you. I think this sort of is the crux of the message that we give. We are very thankful to Joseph, who's taken time out, traveled, from Australia all the way to Pakistan. Very thankful, Joseph, for your coming over. It's a great opportunity for all of you to meet up with him, learn from him, interact with him, and also, find out where Ayla is in the foyer area, and also meet up with her. She is the president of ACC in the making. So 2 years down the road, Ayla will be sitting here as the president of ACC Global. A huge achievement for women, for South Asians, for Pakistanis. So I think all the stories that you heard today from Kabir Naqvi, the inspirational stories that I'm sure Ayla will share with you, they're all your mentors, and they're all people you can take inspiration from. Do talk to them, and you will feel that you will also have that urge to one day be in the same position as these accomplished members already are. So thank you very much, Joseph and Ayla, particularly, for your taking time out and coming here. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Harun. The times are challenging, but it's the stubborn optimism that we are known for. So we will continue with the same spirit. I would now like to invite Asad Malik, who is the head of Business Development North, to share his thoughts and opinions about his teammates and all those people who have put in the effort to make this conference and session a successful one. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Faisal is joined. Okay, great. So, the meanwhile, I would like to invite you on the stage. CS team, Mariam Elahi, Rehana Abbasi, Nasir, Shahrukh, Ale Hamad, Feroz, all the ACCA Pakistan team on the stage for putting a fantastic job, starting from, I believe, early somewhere around 9 a.m. And they were here, I think, early somewhere by 7:30 a.m. So, a huge round of applause for ACCA Pakistan team. Fahad Saeed, worth mentioning. So, Fahad Saeed, thank you. Arun Saab, if you can also join us. And further, if we can invite our students of ACCA who are actually the organizers earlier in the morning in Pakistan Leadership Conversation, and new members and high achiever ceremony as well. आप लोग भी आ जाएंगे. जी. And at the end of the day, when we are actually deciding with the role of MC, Master of Ceremony, so obviously every time we have internal resources to be MC, but somehow this time of the year we tried to give an opportunity to a forthcoming promising ACCA members so they also get a chance and the confidence to use such forums. So a huge round of applause for Miss Mehrina Ashraf as well. So if you can also join us on the stage. So I believe we are all on the stage. If you can have a quick photo with the President and Miss Vice President as well. Ma'am, you both are part of ACC family at first. So please a huge round of applause for Sir Joseph and Miss Islamabad. And our last keynote of the day, the evening actually, Sir Faisal Mushtaq, the CEO of the Millennium Universal College is here. So please give a huge round of applause. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, ACCA, and many congratulations to all the new members and to all the high achievers and to each and everyone on the culmination of your successful ACCA journey. It is indeed a global passport, and at a time when uncertain times where you're looking for certainty, clearly ACCA is one just global qualification which has the equity, which has the access, and which has the power to transform the world in a better shape today. I wish to congratulate each one of you on your personal and professional journeys, on your accounting journeys, on your investment in your own education, your time, your hard work, passion, perseverance. Indeed, today it has shaped as a dividend of being a member of this prestigious global body. It has a huge global network which offers you mentoring, coaching. Do not leave that opportunity to benefit from that enormous opportunity and the network, the connectivity with the industry, and for the fellows for support and guidance. So I think as much as you look forward, you must also look across the ACCA member network and how you can benefit from this journey. I've always said that in these uncertain times, the only thing that will remain certain is uncertainty. And remember, change will be the only constant. And also remember, data shall be the new oil. As you work in times of tightened regulation, the regulation shall always be denominated by technology. Use of modern technologies and methods, artificial intelligence, green financing, blue economy, ease of doing business, and creating more partnerships. To conclude, you have to make choices in life. Life is about 3 C's. It is about the choices that you make, it is about the chances that you take, and it is about the change that you create. When you look at the world, you should look at the 5 pillars of the world: people, planet, profits, prosperity, and partnerships. Remember these 5 P's. Prosperity, partnerships are critical in 21st century as you want to sound your commitment to the sustainability of the planet. Doing so, this was a choice that you made to be an ACCA member. You took the chances during your exam through your test and tuition centers. A credit goes to your teachers. Also, credit goes to your parents for their well wishes. and lots of duas that they have had, and look at this phenomenal change in the form of your magical personalities and presence that I see here. This opportunity is provided by this prestigious ACCA International Accounting Body. So thank you, ACCA, and thank you, Saila Majid, Asad Hamid Saab, Adnan Saab, Asad Hamid Saab, Sajid Saab, and all your colleagues and mentors for giving these young budding accountants this process of actualization. Thank you so much.
So, बगैर मजीद इंतजार किए, you all can join us in the dinner. Thank you very much. एक और इम्पोर्टेंट गुजारिश है, जिन न्यू मेंबर्स को और हाई अचीवर्स को गुडी बैग्स नहीं मिले, वो रजिस्ट्रेशन टेबल पे हमारी सीएस टीम से राब्ता कर सकते हैं. थैंक यू.